Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Hearts of Iron 4, where we are playing Kaiserreich as the Socialist Republic of America, formerly known as the Combined Syndicates of America. But we have actually started going down the business unionism tree, and that has defined our nation tag. We are also now going down the focus for the good syndicalist soldier, which is what will lead us into the Second World War proper. Finally joining, most likely, sometime in December 1940, or possibly 41. The war for the syndicates is going actually really well at the moment. Communist France is pushing quite deeply into Germany. Austria has just joined, and does seem to be somewhat holding the line around Munich. The line between communist states and two Sicilies. Oh, these guys are actually pushing. We should probably assist that. Go ahead and do that. Alright, where else do we have troops? We have troops in Britain, which is entirely uninvaded, which is lovely. We have the troops in France, whom we cannot actually give orders to, because apparently we can't draw lines in Germany until we actually join that war. At least I'm hoping we can draw them at that point. And then we are also fighting in Baratia, but this is a rather more challenging fight, which the Princely Federation might well come away with a victory, which would certainly suck. Meanwhile, the Indo-Chinese Union is getting invaded by the Allgemeine Ostasiengesellschaft and Australasia, so they are in for a bit of a problem. The other thing which has just occurred to me is I should probably set up some kind of garrison to protect my coastline. Because at the moment all of my troops are being invested in motorized. I don't have any kind of infantry units. So I think I might make just a couple of National Guards. Queue up maybe 20 of them. Let's make a full unit, 24. And we are going to need a bunch of equipment for that. So we need 14,000 infantry equipment. So I think we're just going to put any further factories that we have into infantry equipment until that deficit is made up. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Alright, onwards! Has Turkey or the Ottomans had an update recently? Not that I know of. Turkey certainly hasn't, because Turkey doesn't even have a focus tree. And the Ottomans lost the Cairo Pact. I see them winning the Cairo Pact war a lot more frequently. I don't think they've had an update. Maybe bug fix? Yeah, my subscriber division mod is not working at the moment. There's not much I can do about it, unfortunately. Not while the game is going on. It would have to be a new one. With the presidential election now complete, it's time to prepare for the election for the General Secretary of the North National Council of the People's Deputies, who shall become the next General Secretary. So Daniel Hone becomes head of government, so this is effectively the Prime Minister. Change in popularity, radical socialism. He is a radical socialist. Or Mayor London can basically take charge of everything. He has political power gain. They are identical. I'm going to go with Daniel Hone, just so that Mayor London isn't taking charge of everything. There are checks and balances. This isn't a totalist state. We're still low on fighters, we're still low on light tanks, support equipment, motorized. There's a lot of things we are low on. Meanwhile, how's the attack over here going? They have got 17 divisions defending here against our 7 attacking. So this is going to be a pretty long and brutal fight, I think. Plus, what's the terrain? It's mountains, isn't it? Maybe going for the papal bit is going to be better. Right, the other thing we should do is double check our commanders to see if there's anything which they can upgrade into. Any promotions available? Singer, not really.
Attention.
Wolf. Could become an infantry expert or ambusher, but I think I'm going to wait on that.
Yes, sir.
Butler. is already adaptable. Right, he starts with that, doesn't he? And he starts with Expert Delegator. Because he doesn't even have Skilled Staffer yet. And then Maurice Rose. Oh, it's now got Engineer, so we could get Fortress Buster or Scavenger. Not sure it's really worth it. I think we'll wait. What we really need him to get now is Panzer Leader. And possibly Commando. Carlson has his Doctrine choice. Carlson I'm going to hold out on because I don't know exactly what I want you doing. And Carter Jr. is our Panzer Leader, so he still needs to get Cavalry Leader to make him motorized even better. And then Cannon we've already seen. I mean, we do have some really high-level commanders, which is pretty cool. What happened with the Soviets? They won. So I think every single socialist revolution we won. We won Spain, we won the Soviet Union, we won America. Yeah, all of the civil wars we did win. Which is why I think the Third International is quite strong at the moment. So what are the Soviets doing? Soviet Europe. They've gone for Bukharin. Economic reforms, launch naval reorganization, Soviet Europe, join the Internationals. They're working on their way towards that as well. The Soviet tree is rather reduced from how I remember this being. Huh. Maybe it was just the national focuses, oh, sorry, the national spirits which were really strong for them. Pope's been in the war since pretty much the start. So how strong are the units facing us? Okay, so these guys are taking a bit of a pounding, which is good. Yeah, especially the two Sicilies units are actually really weak in strength, so we just need to keep on hitting them. Hit them until they don't want to get up anymore. Soviet Union declared war on the Don Kuban Union, which I'm guessing is not supported by anyone. No. And then they'll probably go off to Turkestan at some point. And possibly Mongolia. How's India going? India is not looking too hot. Baratia's under a lot of pressure. In fact, this is something that we should try to push through if we can. Okay, so we can push this position. Yeah, I think that this is going to require some micro now. Now that I'm not focused on France or Britain anymore, I think we can do that. And I should also mention I am currently rendering in the background, so if things seem slow, that's probably why. Because my CPU usage is likely through the roof. Yes, just on like permanently 100%. Because I'm going away next week for 2 months, and I want to make sure I have everything I can possibly have uploaded to cover that 2-month gap. I'm about a month ahead of time at the moment, so I still have a bit more to go. Most of this is just finishing off the rendering so I can have it all uploaded before Sunday. But it does mean that I basically need my computer to be working on both tasks at the same time, which will make things slower. And that's also one of the reasons I chose to do Hearts of Iron, because I know it's slightly less intensive than some of the other games around. Like, I might not do Total War 3 Kingdoms later, because that one tends to be pretty intensive on the computer, and I just don't think I'm going to have the system resources for it. Although, one thing I will do, actually, is I'll close a bunch of tabs. Because that's something I have open. If the computer ever reacts. Oh, Chrome's not responding. That's good. Might have to D-Day India. Yeah, it's possible. And in fact, when I join the International, my volunteers in Baratia are going to leave. Well, at that point, I think I'm just going to start pouring guns into Baratia. because then I'll be able to actually go on a war economy, and I will mass produce military factories. Alright, that's done. And do the main one with all the tabs open. So am I heading to America? I am a game design game design consultant, that's the official title. And one of the games that I've been consulting on for the last couple of years is getting kickstarted. So I am there to help them with their last month of preparations then for the Kickstarter itself, to answer any community issues and questions and stuff like that. And don't worry, I'll be posting about that a lot. You're probably going to be thoroughly fed up about it in 2 months' time. Alright, just waiting for this tab to close, and then I think we're going to be golden. I'm just hoping that this doesn't bring down all of my other tabs, because I need those ones open, because that's like chat, and my preview, and my notifications. Oh, something just closed. Not the one I was hoping. That was the preview. Anyway, hopefully I can just keep playing that while the tabs are closing in the background. Hopefully this doesn't completely destroy everything. Right, I wanted to see Baratia. I'm going to do as much damage in Baratia as I can while I have the ability to do so. Because one thing India definitely doesn't lack for is manpower, so we can just keep throwing guns at them and see what sticks. And then they'll simply outproduce the others. Right, the Soviet Union Lend-Lease can end, the Iberian Federation Lend-Lease can end, and the Union of Britain Lend-Lease can end. Iberian Federation. Well, that's 30% of my gun output already sorted. And there's the rest. 50% of my gun output I've just regained. And then I'm going to edit the Baratia one and say that you're going to get 30%. So I was actually exporting 70% of my guns. I didn't even realize that. That's quite a lot of guns. No wonder I was constantly in deficit for myself. Like, it's not like I'm not producing many. 149 a day. Ah, come here. Reduce you down to there. Good. And you'll need to resist this encroachment, and we'll see if we can drive down to here before these guys get there. Five, 96, 97, 98, go. Go, go, go! Well, we gained a little bit more land. I was really hoping we could try and get a cutoff around Raipur, but I suspect that we're not going to be able to. There's no troops out here, and there's some factories in this province, so I just brought some. Just see if that actually closed. It did. Okay, good. So how are my system resources looking now? Still 100% CPU, but my memory usage has gone down by about 3 gigabytes. Huzzah! Garth Wells, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime resubscription. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Fate of the Boy Scouts. A question has come up with regards to the Boy Scouts of America. Some within the Congress regard it as more a reactionary organization, notable for including a pledge that Scouts are loyal to their employers in the days before the Revolution, among other issues. What? Is that true? I mean, in England they pledge loyalty to the Queen, but to their employers in America? Is that a thing? To that end, a number within Congress believe that a new pioneer organisation should be created, similar to the ones in socialist countries in Europe called the Pioneers of America. Unlike the Boy Scouts, this organisation will be for both boys and girls and supported by the government, and will make sure the new socialist ideas are passed down. Yes, they really do that. Wow, that's insane. Way to reinforce the capitalist ideal. Pledging loyalty to your employers. What? No, we're creating the Pioneers of America. That's just stupid. On my honour, I promise to do my best, to do my duty to God and to the Queen, to help other people, and keep the Scout law. That's the British one. Our defences are pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so gun upgrades. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Still 1940, so we can't get any of the 41 techs yet. We could try and get some more commandos, but I don't think we really need to do that. Let's get the 1939 field hospitals. So we do still need those for the motorized. We could also start trying to produce mechanized.
Ready to move.
Punch through here? Yes, we can. Maybe. No, they're causing me some problems here. Oh, no, we're pushing through again. Right, let's go and take a look at the Communard vehicles. See what they're up to at the moment. Attack airfoot. Yes. Then make it happen.
Orders.
These guys are still just recovering. That's fine.
Go, go, go!
How are we doing with focus? 22 days. One thing I am somewhat tempted to do is bring my British Field Marshal down here, because we don't really need him in Britain anymore, so Milton Wolfe is going to be deployed here instead.
Taking aim.
Yeah, the Italian front's not fun. This isn't going anywhere. Let them counterattack us, then we can at least just bleed them of resources. Meanwhile, how's the air battle looking? Not currently supporting my air battles, so let's go and fly over to here. We'll have you fight there instead. Why not develop some ships? Because I want to keep my ground forces going. I'm fairly sure that we will have pretty decent naval superiority, plus I've actually been building upgraded high-level ships from basically the start. Because remember, the CSA has no navy, so all of my ships are as modern as I can make them. Which is already going to be a fairly large advantage over the others. Love this new icon. Thank you, Don Bastos. I'm really pleased with how that's turned out, actually. It did desperately need the revision to get rid of the blue face and make it golden instead, or silver. Yeah, it was blue and silver. It's a hell of an upgrade. Oh yeah, I should probably mention, like, I don't want to say anything official in terms of dates or times or anything like that, but I will be holding a fan meet in the Netherlands in March. Because Ben Magnus is coming to Europe, he's staying in the Netherlands, so we're doing a joint fan meet, so... March, keep it free. I know it's a ways away, which is why I don't want to announce too much about it yet, but March, yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely keep you posted about that one. I know I have quite a few Dutch followers here. Yeah, myself, Ben, and Midge will be there. Plus, I'm sure many others. Just the three of us turn up. That would be a hell of a downer. And I still really want to do one while I'm in the US, but I've kind of left it a bit late to do the Chicago one. Plus, I'm only there for 2 days, and I kind of want to see a bit more of Chicago myself. Plus, I have some friends living there, and I want to catch up with them. But I'm going to see if I can do like just a weekend in Chicago. Possibly one in Canada, because I also really want to go to Canada while I'm in Michigan. I'm not that far away. But I do think that the channel has grown to a large enough size where I can actually start doing stuff like that now. Which is pretty nice. Plus, of course, PDXCon. I'll definitely be at PDXCon in Berlin. Still. So we have 2 fast battleships, a bunch of cruisers, a couple more cruisers, and oh yeah, we do have a huge escort fleet actually. Good. You all trained? Yeah, you are.
Attention.
Alright, I think that I'm going to move these guys somewhere else. Maybe try to punch into Delhi? We're holding all the rivers, which in one way is really good, but in another way it's not so good. There's only 3 factories there. If we could take over Delhi, that'd be kind of huge. Yeah, 7 factories are in that region. So how best to get there? Probably from here. So let's cancel your current orders. Assign you to this. And then say punch through for Delhi, going precisely that route. Excellent. What about the Enterprise in Yorktown? Did I get those from the USA? I got no ships from the USA at all. Every ship that I have got, I have built. We should live closer to the Great Lakes. I'd go to that. I'm sure that I'll be doing a lot more around the world in the years to come. It's just because I'm going to be up in Michigan, I'm going to hold it in Michigan, but if I like go to New York or something, I'll try and do one there. And hopefully the channel just keeps on growing, so these fan meets will be bigger and bigger. Like, one of the things I really like the most about this job is getting to meet with you guys, because we're totally nerd out over gaming stuff. And that's fun. Recon. No, I want logistics companies. I don't have those yet. And considering how much motorized I have, I really ought to, because motorized aren't light. Oh yeah, you're right. I got some destroyers, which are the level 2s and 3s in this fleet. So these ones I did get by event. CSS Marks, the De Leon, Hayward, Liberation, Engel, Debs, Freedom, Fielden, Joe Hill, Farragut, Upland, Gulfstream, Superior, and the John Brown. I love the fact that the Liberation's just super veteran. Live in Montana, far away from the East Coast. Getting out to California is more difficult for me, but that would be the closest, probably. Because I do have family... Well, actually, they're in Idaho now. I have nobody in California anymore. It's weird. Like, half of them used to be Californian. Okay, so we have got the good Syndicalist soldier. So we could move down to American aid, which will increase our war support, though I suspect when we go to war that goes up. But instead, I think I am going to continue working on these to bring my party popularity further up and get some more political power and stuff like that. So let's change the popularity of radical socialism until at least my stability is at 50%. Then I'm going to start doing some of the other events to bump it above and beyond 50%. Right, and I do have these. So we can now join the Internationale. I'm going to send, and then we'll need to continue destroying the longest terrorists. Speaking of which, what's that event saying right now? Fading longest resistance. Only a few die-hard radical longist terrorists now remain, with their compatriots killed or arrested. One final push to destroy the remaining safe houses hidden in the swamps of Louisiana and the south will be pacified. Whatever you do, don't come to Oklahoma, it's too damn hot. I don't think I've been there before. I've travelled pretty extensively around the US. Socialist Republic of America has joined the Third Internationale. Now that the combined syndicates stand victorious in America, they've pivoted towards France, formally joining the Syndicalist alliance. Reactionaries of the world tremble as America's industrial power is repurposed for the something. You know what, just let's join their wars. Do I have troops on the border with Canada? Yes, I do. They are ready and waiting for the off. Alright, so we are now at war. So we got the German Empire, who's already half capitulated. And I'm not at war with the Entente. Really?
Listen up.
Why am I not at war with the Entente? We're at war with France. Now I'm at war with them. Okay, that's better. That was weird. I did. I joined them both. You saw me clicking on them. That's why I was so confused. I was like, I've done this. What more do you want from me? Do I want to start popping some of these guys out as well, just to make up numbers? Probably. Yeah, probably. So let's throw you in Pennsylvania.
Attention.
Put you in that unit. Alright, so Commander-in-Chief of all of my offensive forces is going to be Smedley.
Listen up.
Then my red attack is going to be Carter Jr. And then you are going to be Morris Rose.
Orders.
Then my little infantry unit is going to be Heidke. Right, next up, navies. I do need to continue. Well, let's not train you right now. Let's get the escorts out again. And then we are also going to need a new task force, which is all of these ships. Because I want to have a fast battleship with 4 cruisers.